I got a new truck. So it's not new, but it's new to me. It's a 2015 Silverado, which honestly is the newest model year I've ever owned. I owned a 2009 that was only 6 years old at the time. Was previously the newest one I owned. But so here's the new one, or new to me one. We're going to be doing just a few things to it, just I would call, you know, basic things, since there's certain issues that these trucks have, trying to address some of that. And some that's not, some that's just, you know, personal preference. Not a whole lot of expensive stuff. And this is kind of the intro video to that, tell you what we're going to do. And I'm going to video each thing as I go and do it, and y'all see that. One of the first things I did was wash this truck and do my ceramic coating. It doesn't have, obviously, and this is it right here. I'll just show you the reason I come across this. A friend of mine had some he used and it works okay. I was using it, but then I saw Project Farm. Shout out to Project Farm on his YouTube. He tests all kind of stuff, and how he comes up, test all the stuff, or come up with all the tests, is I don't know. He has a sharp mind. So he tested some different ceramic spray coatings. This was one of them, or like some waxes too, and it worked great. So I got this one right here, the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions. It's kind of like which I've been driving it for a while when we had some rain, but it's still pretty clean even after the rain. But it's like Windex, kind of, you spray it on and you wipe it down, and then you take a dry cloth and you wipe it off, because if you let it sit and dry, it'll leave streaks. But then you can just wipe it down again to get the streaks off, you know. So it's cool, and it removes watermarks pretty good, especially black. It gets, you know, bad watermarks if you don't dry it while it's wet. But it takes that off pretty good if you rub it down pretty good with that. But anyway, this is it, and it works good. Y'all check out his video on that, and it lasts a while. I noticed I do it every wash, but it lasts several months. So especially just for a spray on, wipe it off, man, this is good stuff. So y'all check that out. Now it's the Z71 package. A couple things I wish it had. It does not have, and I've seen people do a swap, but I'm not going to do that. The telescoping steering wheel, some of them have two levers. This is tilt, but it has a telescoping one too. I wish I had that, because I'm 6'5", long-legged as crap. So I let the seat back, and I'm always leaning way up here, you know, trying to, usually I steer from the bottom so I don't have to reach my hand way up here. And then the trailer brake, it's not built in with the trailer brakes. It has a pigtail harness in there, you can wire them up. But I don't really haul a trailer that has brakes on it with this anyway. And if I do, my dad would let me borrow his diesel, so I could just do that, just for, say, something, if I have to haul something really heavy, or borrow a trailer that has brakes, you know, whatever, or, you know, say we take a camper out or something. Anyway, so it didn't have that, but that's fine. Like I said, I hardly ever use it. And this is the double cab. This is not a crew cab, it's a double cab. I went with this specifically, and I'll get into that in another video of why, and do you have enough room for kids or passengers, whatever. Again, I'm 6'5", and I went with a double cab. We'll get into that on the next video, on why I did that. So these engines are direct injection, so we're going to do a catch can on that, and I'll go through. I got the same one I had in my Challenger when I had one, 2011 Challenger. So I'll go through which kind I'm going to get and why I got that one in installing it. I'm going to deactivate the DFM or AFM, whatever you want to call it, on these, and tell you why I picked the particular setup and solution I did on that. Some floor liners, because, you know, your carpet gets a little dirty. Floor liners come up farther up here, and they cover this and all that, and I'll go through which brand. I'm going to use some brand I previously used, and I'll tell why in that video, and show how they fit. Bed liner. This one I think had a plastic one at one time. I don't know if it got taken out or what, but it doesn't have bed liner, and I need one in here for sure. And I go through which one. I'm stuck between two different ones on a spray in, and I'll figure that out and do a video on why I picked which one I did. And I've had one of them previously, but I don't know if I'm going to get that one again. Which I got some, that's just a box, but I got some transmission fluid in there. I'm going to be doing the fluid change. It has, when I bought the truck, the Carfax, it said it had one transmission service. It should have had two and be halfway through to its third one, but it's had one, so I'm going to do the second one and then keep up intervals from there. Everybody, you know, these trucks, the 6L80s in here, you know, they have some issues. So we're gonna address some of that. First off, I'm gonna change the fluid. But second off, I'm gonna do the bypass valve kit in there to keep the temperatures cooler. So, and we'll get into that in that video. Of course, the differential fluid, to my knowledge, has never been changed. We're gonna change it. And the transfer case, you know, and the front end, all that stuff too, just to get it some fresh fluid. Mainly because I just got it and I want to change all the fluids out, and so I know when the fluid's been changed, and so I can keep up with the regular service intervals. I may get a dash mat. I'm not sure. I had one in my other truck where the dash was cracking on one of my old ones, and it worked really good, and I liked it. I may get one of those just to kind of preserve this dash. Of course, I had it really Velcro down really good because, you know, it was permanent pretty much because it had some cracks in it. It was an older truck, and everybody knows the old Chevys, the dash is cracked. Anyway, in this one, I just may put a couple in the end corners or somewhere just to hold it still because, again, the dash looks great. It's just, you know, I want to keep it looking that great. Make dashes great again. The cab light. They get it's got some moisture in there, and from where it was leaking, and you can tell that the seal, there's kind of common the seal to get old and leak down in there. And you can see here, yeah, you can see where it was leaking there. Get my headliner wet, and I'm gonna clean all that also, and I'll do a video when I clean all that. The frame, it looks great. Like you see this under here, it's got that white wax type coating, but it looks good all the way around, except for like up under there where you put it on a lift and where it touches the frame, it's rubbed off. We're gonna get some spray wax coating to put on there, and I'll tell you when I do that, I'll go through what type, just to preserve it, you know, in those spots to keep it touched up. But I'll go through what kind it is. So this bad boy is clean under here, obviously. So the other day I noticed it was running a little colder on my thermostat than it's supposed to. And then the hand bottomed out to 160 and the fans kicked on. And then like a couple days later, it went back to kind of reading normal, but it's not getting all the way up to temp. So I'm thinking either it's the thermostat or the sensor. I'm kind of leaning, I don't know, the way it bottomed out, it may be the sensor. I don't know, we're gonna change it out. Or we're gonna change one out first, the sensor, see if that does it. If not, then we'll know if it doesn't get up to temp that it's the thermostat, and we'll change that out. We'll do a video on that. I've already done an oil change, but that's just, you know, it already needed an oil change anyway. So, and this truck has the Ant Research bars down here. They fold down, so open the door and they drop down, and they have lights under there too. So that's pretty nice. I don't really use them because I'm tall enough just to get in and out without them. Although when I get out, I guess it kind of helps keep from sliding off the seat. And you know how the driver's seat gets a little tore right there. But for the kids and my wife, they're a little vertically challenged. It helps them get in there, especially my little girl. She's short, she can climb up in there. But anyway, so far, you know, the only thing I had on this truck, or the things that I had on this truck, is a little dent here. And I guess they bumped into it or did something there, but it's not rusted or anything, and just a scuff. I mean, it's a 9-year-old truck, so, you know, it's got like a little scratch or kind of a crack you can see in the headlight. No problem, it still worked great. Just a few little rock dings here and there in the paint. It's been touched up. Right here, looks like somebody trying to back up to a trailer. You kind of dented it in there, but again, no rust or anything, just a dent. I really like these style trucks. I couldn't afford anything newer than this. Money's tight right now. A couple things I would like to do in the future, you know, once the money gets right. I would like to get a leveling kit just because I don't like the rake stance on these trucks. I would like it to sit level. That'll be in the future, which they're not super expensive, but that's not something I really need to do right now. Custom seat covers, I'll probably get some like I had, and I'll go through that in the video because, you know, my kids and all, I don't want to stain my seats up. They're cloth and not leather. You know, leather, I wouldn't worry about it. I just keep them conditioned and you can clean them easy. But so another thing for just later down the road would be exhaust. I'm not going to go full on. This has got the factory one with the resonators and everything. And there's the muffler. And I'm not going to do a full on exhaust. If I end up doing one later, the only thing I will do is cut just in front and back of the muffler there. Basically just cut the section of the muffler out and weld a newer one in its place and leave everything else probably the same tip and all. Or well, technically no tip because that's just pipe. Leave everything else, I don't know what brand yet, but just something to give a little bit of rumble. I don't want to go real loud. You know, I got Flowmaster 40s on my square body, and it's good, but it's hot rod. So I mean, you know, just something with a little bit of rumble, you know, so it's not just dead quiet, although sometimes the quietness is peaceful. So I don't know, that's just another thing. I want to leave it basically factory, other than those little minor things from here on out. So try to ride the wheels off of this bad boy. Eventually, maybe one day, do some tow mirrors on my diesel that I used to have. I had tow mirrors and I loved them mainly because of the blind spot mirror on the bottom when you're towing, and even when you're not towing, it helps you see your blind spot so you can swap lanes. You don't even have to turn your head around and look out your window. You just look in the blind spot mirror there. That's not a really big deal. These are perfectly fine, so I'm going to ride these for a while, and then maybe later if I run into a little extra money, I may get me some. That's no big deal. And the antenna, I think the little stubby antenna's a little better. Again, just later on, maybe a Christmas gift idea for somebody or something, you know, stuff like that. But we're just going to do some of the main things. The transmission and engine are two of my main focuses to start off with. Get the bypass and the fluid changed, and, you know, get the DFM stuff. I don't know if it's had anything deactivating it before, or if it's been factory for however long its life has been. It's got 133,000 miles. As you can see right there, 133,578, and it's running good. But that's just peace of mind for me, because the lifters collapse and expand in there so much, going back from V4 to V8, and I just don't like that. So we're just going to try to prolong the life of those by deactivating it. And again, for the temperature stuff for the transmission. So anyway, that's just a few things we're going to do here. So if y'all are interested in that, y'all know what to do. I'm still working on my square body. It's in there. The old truck I had, it's the reason I got this one. I had an older truck and it was giving me too much trouble. And my diesel before that was, you know, diesel was almost $5 a gallon. It was eating me up. So that's why I sold it. But I still got my square body, and I've been working on my house. So if y'all see, if y'all already subscribed or anything, y'all see some of those maybe if you're interested in that kind of stuff. We've been building a little cabin. But once that's done, we're gonna get back. It's 84 K10 Scottsdale. Pretty much been doing a frame off restoration. I've been working on it for like 6 or 7 years now. But anyway, there's that. We're gonna get back on it. I got a rear end and disc brake conversion stuff to do to it. And I haven't had time because we've been working on the house, but I already got the part. So we'll do that once the house is done. But anyway, let's get started on, I got a couple things to do already. Let's just get started on that. It's gonna be the next video. So I hope y'all enjoy them.